Hey everybody, rant number 5, and thanks for watching. And I'm really telling you the story the best way I know how, verbatim, give or take a couple of things that jump into my head as far as the metal frame being bent, and but you get the story. I'm trying to tell you the story as quick as possible in a sense where it's anywhere between under 20 minutes, and hopefully you're getting the versions that I'm living. And the bed version is really the most important because that's what actually concluded the fuckery of Bob's and how they suck. And I just want to thank you in advance and appreciate it, because the only way I could tell this is the way I'm telling it now, is the way I tell a story, as far as letting you know as a YouTuber why Bob sucks. Not because, oh, I just said so and here's because I said so. No, I said so. So without further ado, I get off the phone. My wife comes home. She realizes that the bed is too high, and they make the smaller foundation. And we just got off the phone with this fucking guy who tells me that they don't have like little vans and other things that lets like Bob's little pieces of Bob's furniture that could be delivered real quick. Everything has to be put on a fucking truck. So it's like 5:30. The guy over the phone gives me the fuck around, and I'm like, no, Bob's fucked around. They sent me something that was broken. They told me that it was supposed to be delivered at 10, 11 o'clock. And then if it was bent, I probably could have got another one quicker than sooner. And then at 5 o'clock, you shut the fuck down. So now as a customer, I'm on the phone with a guy that's probably looking to go home himself. That's going to give me another 4-day window of waiting until the next day I'm off. So now I have to sleep on the floor, but not really, because the head frame is it's detached and they brought it back. So they delivered the foundation, and then, okay. So I walk in the store and I see Olivia, and immediately I tell Olivia the problem, and she immediately defers me to the manager at the office, which is fucking hilarious. It's a counter and it's called the office. You're not sitting in an office, it's just a counter, and that's where all the fuckery happens. That's where the phone calls happen when you call the store. That's where you want to speak to certain people that you want to find out if they're in or not. And that's when you speak to the managers. They come up to you. And so I was talking to Olivia about the small foundations. And I told you, one's 8.5 and one's 5.5. And I said, yeah, I really want the small foundation. The bed sits too high. She goes, are you sure you really want the small foundation? Because it's less material. And that's really less quality. Excuse me? Yeah, the 8.5, it's big, it's tall, it's got a lot more space, but the 5.5 is the same thing, just the sides are cut down 3 inches, wherever they make it. Yeah, well, let's go to the manager. So I speak to a manager named Sophia. Obviously, I'm not telling you where the store is. Sophia, let me tell you right now, has been, or was, since the Bob saga is over, she has been one of the most intelligent, customer service oriented manager to this date that I've dealt with as an adult male living in this world, dealing with electric companies, phone companies, cell phone companies, other managers at certain Walmart, Target, PC Richard, everywhere where something happens or a return goes bad in the 15 to 20 years that I have been on my own driving to, oh, this CD player is broken, this Walkman's broken. This is probably one of the top 2 or 3, because there's been other positive incidences in my life, where this woman, Sophia, she looked around maybe 38 to 42, from the fucking word hello to the word goodbye and the handshake of resolving this issue has been nothing but awesome. And I will tell you, through the rant, why. How may I help you? Sophia, I'm done with Bob's. What happened? I basically told her the rant in 2 minutes. I bought the couch, I bought the recliner, I bought the bed, I bought the couch, I bought the... She's like sitting there like, I'm so very sorry. I guess once in a while, customers like you, sir, this happens to. And I guess when you keep going to the well, in that case Bob's, you're bound to get some negativity. I'm here to rectify this, sir. And she's sitting behind the counter, and she pulls up my thing, and she sees every solitary thing that I've ever done. Oh, I saw that you purchased this, and you purchased that, and you got this delivered, and you got that delivered. Okay, what's happening now? Well, first off, unrelated, I want you to get a small foundation. Okay, it's too high. Hold on. Let me put that in right now. She told me the whole Connecticut thing. She just spilled the beans. She told me that Connecticut is 9 to 5, weekends off. The orders come in every day as the orders are being processed throughout all the Bob stores. They're just like any other company. Big sheet of paper comes out. Johnny! You got that paper? All right. Oh, we need one mattress for New York. We need one headboard for New York. And it just comes down. It's computerized. And she says from like 5 to whatever point in the morning, like a weird modified tour or hours. What happens with that is people actually work there and pack all these trucks. And that's why it takes 3 days, because the warehouse is in Connecticut. And that's why maybe other things in life were better, as far as PC Richards always has things in the back. The Wiz used to have things in the back. Harbor Freight, like there's J.C. Penney's, Macy's. There's always things in the back. And Bob's decided to just say, fuck it. Made this computer program, or someone made it, and says there's always a 3-day window, because it goes to Connecticut and it's going to take 3 days to get down to where we are. And then after that, sir, it could get delivered right away. So she was telling me that story as she was typing away, and she says, okay, sir, I have to wait because it's pending, because after a certain time there's a skeleton crew, so you might be able to get the foundation. What else is your problem? I told her the whole Spanish story, just to tell her the story, as far as I'm trekking through my house like fucking Three Amigos. And she just giggled, and she's like, well, sir, everyone needs a job in this country. I said, oh, absolutely. I'm not saying anything racist. I just told you the fact that this fucking guy could not speak to headquarters, and that's a problem. She chuckled. Okay, what's the story, sir? I said, I told her the story about the frame being bent. And, okay, sir, what brings you here today? I said, I think it's appalling that this whole Connecticut thing stops people from getting an overnight and/or the next day, at least, late afternoon deliveries. Well, you're absolutely right, sir. My hands are completely tied. There's absolutely nowhere that I could go and buy this thing. I can't even sell you the showroom model, nor would you want it. So right off the bat, sir, all I can do is pick up the phone and call Connecticut and make sure that it's on the next truck, which is a minimum of 3 days. I say, well, unfortunately, I'm working, so I need to wait until a certain day. She goes, let me do that right now. Picks up the phone right there. I'm sure behind the counter that we can't see as people is Connecticut. She talks to a guy, and she says, hi, this is Sophia from this beep store. Oh, hi, how you doing? I need something rushed for a customer. Okay, hold on. Okay, item number 652 was bent, and I told her the truck story about it not being on the truck at 10 in the morning, and then she tells me there's no backup. Oh, yeah, she was the one that said there's no backup truck. That's them fucking up. You were always on that truck, and your delivery was always going to be at 3 o'clock. They just scanned it in wrong. And she proceeded to, like, gain out my confidence, and she was like, yeah, and you're lucky that the tablet even worked as far as the mapping. I guess that's something that's on the fritz, but knock on wood, I actually have all these deliveries and pickups in the last 3 months. That tablet track thing has actually worked every time for me. So now we're sitting there, and she's on the phone, and she hangs up, and she says, let me double check, give me like 2 minutes. And I'm sitting there, I said, yeah, no problem. Now I've calmed down because she's helping me. She goes, okay, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that your frame is on the next truck down, and just let me know after 3 days when you want it delivered. Okay. I want it delivered this day. Okay. The bad news is, why? Isn't that the same order? She's catching herself. And she's like, I can't deliver the foundation the same day. And I'm like, why? I don't know why. It shouldn't, right? Shouldn't. So she picks up the phone again, and she has no luck. And at this point, she's I kind of gave her the benefit of the doubt. So I shook her hand and I said, we'll be talking. Okay, absolutely, no problem. Sorry for the inconvenience. Oh, it's not your fault. And I'm a big believer of you have to treat people the same way you want to be treated. And if Sophia's fault was warranted at fault, then you take it out on her. Sophia's the manager at the store. She didn't bend the product. She didn't hire 3 Spanish men who can't speak English. Her job function is a manager at the store to override the employees that are hitting that wall of fuckery. She gets a little bit more, supervisorial skills with a password that could override something. This is what it looks like without the box spring and mattress. Man, is that cheap shit?
I've got 5 on it.